Excuses are the enemy, and they are the most dangerous enemy you'll ever face, not because they attack you loudly, but because they whisper quietly, and they do it in your own voice. They sound reasonable, they sound comforting, they sound like a friend who's protecting you. You're tired, take it easy. It's too hard, wait until tomorrow. Other people have advantages you don't, so why even bother? Excuses feel like relief in the short term, but what they really are is poison. David Goggins proves this better than anyone. He shows us that excuses are the walls we build around ourselves brick by brick, until one day we realize we're trapped in a prison of our own making. And that prison isn't built by society or your parents or your boss. It's built by you. Think about it. Every excuse is a choice. When you say, "I don't have time," what you're really saying is, "It's not a priority." When you say, "I'm not ready," what you're really saying is, "I'm too afraid to try." Excuses are sneaky because they shift responsibility away from you. They make the problem look bigger than you are. They let you avoid the discomfort of facing the truth. But here's the harsh reality. Your excuses aren't protecting you. They're killing your potential. They're stealing your time. And time is the only resource you can never get back. David Goggins had every reason to live behind excuses. Abused as a child, bullied, overweight, stuck in a dead-end job and living in a world where everything seemed stacked against him. Excuses could have been his shield. He could have said, "It's not my fault. I didn't choose this life. I wasn't given the same chances as others," and everyone would have nodded and agreed. But Goggins understood something most people never realize. Nobody cares about your excuses. The world isn't waiting for you to heal, to rest, to catch a break. Life keeps moving, and if you hide behind excuses, you get left behind. That's why Goggins created the accountability mirror. He looked at himself in the mirror every day, stripped away the lies, and called himself out. No excuses, no sugarcoating, just brutal honesty. He told himself, "You're fat, you're lazy, you're not where you want to be." And instead of letting that crush him, he let it fuel him. He chose to kill the excuses before they killed him. The problem with excuses is that they multiply. Skip the gym once because you're tired, and suddenly you've skipped a week. Avoid a tough conversation because you're not ready, and suddenly years go by without change. Procrastinate on your dreams because the timing isn't perfect, and suddenly a decade has passed, and you're still waiting for the stars to align. Excuses don't just delay your progress, they erase your future. Goggins teaches us that the mind quits long before the body does. He calls it the 40% rule. When you think you're done, when you feel like you have nothing left, you've only tapped into about 40% of your potential. That means every time you give in to an excuse, you're walking away from 60% of your untapped strength, talent, and possibility. And you'll never know what you're capable of because you let comfort win. Excuses are seductive. They feel good because they protect your ego. They stop you from failing, but they also stop you from succeeding. They keep you safe, but safe is just another word for stuck. Greatness has never been built on safety. It's been built on risk, on sacrifice, on walking straight into discomfort and choosing to fight anyway. So how do you kill excuses? You stop negotiating with yourself. You stop waiting for motivation because motivation is unreliable. It fades the moment life gets tough. Discipline is what matters. Discipline is doing what you said you'd do long after the excitement has worn off. Discipline is dragging yourself out of bed when your body says no. Discipline is putting in the work even when nobody is watching, even when nobody cares, even when it feels like it doesn't matter. Because it does matter. It matters to you, to your growth, to the person you're becoming. Every time you silence an excuse and take action, you build strength. You're callousing your mind. You're teaching yourself that you are in control, not your feelings, not your fears, not your doubts. And that's the real victory, because once you master your mind, the body follows. Once you stop making excuses, you start making progress. Excuses will always be there. They'll whisper to you when the alarm goes off. They'll tempt you when the pain kicks in. They'll try to convince you that you're not ready, not good enough, not capable. But remember this: excuses are the enemy. They don't protect you, they imprison you. They don't help you, they destroy you. The question is, which voice are you going to listen to? The voice of comfort or the voice of discipline? The voice that tells you to stop or the voice that tells you to push? The easy voice or the unstoppable one? The truth is simple. Greatness doesn't care about your excuses, and neither does life. If you want to be unstoppable, you have to kill the excuses before they kill you. So the next time you hear yourself saying, "I can't," replace it with, "I will." The next time you think, "I'll start tomorrow," remind yourself that tomorrow isn't promised. Do it today. Do it now. Because every second wasted on excuses is a second stolen from the life you could be living. Excuses are the enemy. Discipline is the weapon. And your potential is waiting